fielder just behind square on the boundary, Rishad Hossain. How are you feeling about this score, Atta? Because I spoke to Roshan in the break there. He was feeling a bit nervous, actually, on behalf of Sri Lanka, because he felt Bangladesh just had a bit of momentum.
Look at this shot. Too easy. It's nicely. And then slams it away. Really good pick.
This time he goes to the offside. Wasn't much width there. Just backed away slightly. No swingers yet. Mustafiza. Pratim Nisanka is in good form. Spotlight on him today. Sri Lanka's top scorer in Zimbabwe in the series which they won 2-1 before coming here. Had a strike rate of 160 in that series too. The feel is just getting better and better in the shorter format. Edge gone! That's the early wicket that Bangladesh needed. And Mustafiza has been given the new ball and he's given them a wicket.
That's the reason why he has been the skipper, to have that belief. Yes, we've got to find a way to pick up an early wicket. Brings a fizz on, is smashed for a 6 in this over, and he comes back strongly. Outside edge, straight to the keeper. That's exactly what they needed, an early wicket. The Kusal Mendes gone for 3. Sri Lanka 13 for 1.
Fantastic over, goes for 9, but he's got the breakthrough. 13 for 1. Sean Tate, Bangladesh bowling coach, looking on. Fast bowling coach. Coached Afghanistan as well. Miscue, going to get 1 though. So Shoreful is getting a little bit of in shape.
Yeah, they realize the fact that that's the wicket, an outside edge, genuine edge, and well taken by the skipper. And he also feels that it's going to be the seamers, another angle to look at that catch. And his work just so far in favor of Bangladesh. What the fans would love to see is Shariful Islam also among the wickets.
Got to slip in. Well fielded. Fielding's been on point. Throw comes in as well from Rishad Hossain. Bangladesh look up for it in the field, that's for sure.
That will certainly uplift the morale of the team. Nicely struck. Rishad Hossain was brilliant. One-handed, right-handed save was going away from him. Have a look at this. A really good piece of fielding. And a shy at the stumps also.
Rushes out a hard length on that occasion. Kamal Mishara should be full of confidence. He's just off his highest score in T20 international cricket, 73 not out of just 43 balls to lead Sri Lanka to a win in the crucial deciding match against Zimbabwe. Before that, hadn't done too much. Going to be a wide. Wasn't a great shot, was it, from Mishara? Just a waft, really. The foot went straight down the pitch.
The very first time it was evident that the ball has started to move away from the left-hander. But you got to get it right. You got to get it right a little bit closer towards the off stump.
Well, it's been a good over. 2 off it so far. In fact, in general, been excellent here. He's conceded just 6 off 10 balls. Interesting that both sides have just found it hard to get the ball away in the early stages of their innings. A little bit easy. Definitely better than Bangladesh, though. Didn't score a run until the 3rd over. Thick edge. Again, the fielder is well positioned at a very wide, deep 3rd.
Trying to hit it on the up. Mishara finds an outside edge which flies over, but short of that fielder at 3rd. He's the one who smashed that 6 of his that over. Wait and see how he goes on from here, because he is an attacking player, the Sanka.
A slip man on the drive now. A cover. Sanka will keep the strike. 17 for 1. Key thing, though, is just to keep wickets in hand here, because it's not a big total that they're trying to chase down. Wickets in hand, you think, would be the key. Change in bowling. Here's Tanzim. Lovely back foot punch, and it gets through. Maybe it shouldn't have.
Of timing. The Sanka already looking the part. The ball coming nicely onto the bat, but you still have to find the gap, and he creates it on his toes of the back foot, just opening the face of the blade, and it blazes through that fielder. Shamim, oh, an awkward bounce through his hands for a boundary.
This time it doesn't get through, more off the bottom of the bat. A bit of a rivalry today, the nagging rivalry between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Really need to mention this as a rivalry, do I? Of course it is. India-Pakistan tomorrow, 6:30 local time in Dubai. One of the big sporting events in the world. Tune in. Pakistan and India both off the back of massive wins too. Oh, that's going to get through and run away. Shoriful's given up and it trickles to the boundary. Lucky really, but they'll take it. Sri Lanka, 4-leg buys.
He's come really hard. First 3 deliveries. Tanzim Hassan, 138 the first ball, that speed I'm talking about, 141, and this one 140. Important for Tanzim Hassan to realize that yes, you can bowl quick. You want to bowl quick, fine, but you got to make sure that you, once the batter is expecting you to bowl quicker, maybe the right idea is to take the pace off the ball. A bit of a doubt in the batter's mind.
Again, he thuds into the back thigh pad. Trying to play the pull shot, not working 2 times in a row. Tanzim Hassan Rakib actually was probably the best bowler for Bangladesh here against Hong Kong, China. Bowled with real pace, fire. He got the odd one to really bounce too. We've seen that already in this over.
Getting a bit of a bounce there.
Nice. Small guy, he's not that tall, but he does seem to generate bounce. Oh, not the right area to try and target, I don't think, for that delivery. Trying to go up and over the onside, maybe better off going up and over cover.
He's only managed to score a single and he's faced 6 deliveries. A bit of a pressure. Mishara, left-hander. Still in a comfortable position, 26 for 1 in the 4th over. Required run rate now 7, just above 7. This over already yielded 9.
Got a jar, 26 for 1.
(26 for 1), 4 overs. Well, Sri Lanka after 140, so you're looking at 114 more runs. So left-arm bowlers. Atum Nissanka has looked good, but I can also tell you, Robin, that the Bangladesh bowlers have stuck to their task.
They bowled really well, yeah. The Bangladesh bowlers, both the left arm, Shoriful and Mustafizur have been on the button, haven't they? Hit the right areas, asked the right. Wide, luckily Lytton Das got a hand on it. Otherwise that was 5 runs for the taking. That's the thing, when things are going well, to stay calm and execute your skills well. Not to overthink, stay in the present.
Not in control, not in control, dropped him. That rushed him. Kamil Mishara was looking to play that pull, bounced a bit on him, bit of extra pace.
That should have been taken. The batter wasn't in control and neither was the fielder. Did all the hard work there in Mehdi. Only to spill it. Clearly rushed Kamil Mishara. Hit the top of the bat near the sticker. Oh, that was there for the taking. One's happy, one's not so happy.
Well, he's... Did he get it? Has he connected it? I think he's done it. He's timed it well. That was a monster.
He's picked the screws out of that one. That one didn't bounce too much. A short ball, not a bouncer. Mishara was all over it like a rash. He timed that to perfection. Seam up delivery. Sat up. Stands upright as well, Mishara. So, sent it the distance. Moved on to 36 here. 45 doesn't look too far away now.
Well, very interesting, the one that the catch was missed. There was a bit of extra pace and bounce. That's exactly where Mishara was going. This time the bounce was perfect. He rode it well on top of it. Goes square, and that's hit with a lot of power. A 6 followed by a 4.
I was saying experience, Mishara. The last two deliveries were a couple of freebies. This time shot outside the off stump. All he had to do was put bat on ball. Would have certainly calmed his nerves, that 6. This one in the gap. Pressure on Bangladesh now.
So important that you pounce on those opportunities, especially with the power plays on. Goes again, through extra cover. Should run away to the boundary. He's got 18 runs in that over, 44 for 1.
Great little piece of batting here in the previous over from Mishara. Just played to the merit, stayed calm, got a chance, and then 6 the next ball. And after that, 2 more boundaries that follow that 6. Back now.
He got 1 over in the power play, but that last over was so eventful. There was the opportunity for a chance. Just look at that extra bit of bounce and pace, going for the pull. How crucial do you think this would have been?
Oh, that would have been very, very crucial. Imagine another wicket down with out of the top draw from Mishara. Certainly, those boundaries have calmed his nerves a little bit. Can he kick on? Sensible batting here. Gautam Nissanka, Roshan, is someone I think who will always bat in that 130, 135 strike rate. So great kind of piece in the 11 to hold one end up. He can also play aggressive shots. Now, don't get me wrong, he can play aggressively. But with the way T20 cricket's played now, you need one guy to kind of anchor the whole. The ideal person to do that role for Sri Lanka.
That amazing to talk about an anchor in T20 cricket.
Well, they're still in the building phase of their T20I team. So I reckon to become more consistent, you need to have important cogs in the wheel.
Mahedi has some really fond memories against Sri Lanka in July 2025. He had 4 for 11, his best in his T20 career. Mishara finds those vacant areas. In fact, it's gone all the way for 6. The Sri Lankan 50 is up.
What a fantastic shot, this one. Wasn't very short, but picked up the length very early, did Mishara. Not much turn there. Great piece of connection from Mishara. He's on song.
We talk about the importance of power plays. You just take away that initial pressure, and now if you look at what Sri Lanka requires in terms of runs versus balls, it's just a runner ball, 86 of 85.
It is a runner ball, but in a tournament like this, the net run rate certainly matters to get to the next stage. So you want to make sure you finish well as well. And Sri Lanka have this tendency to start really well, but not finish things off well. So they want to stay on top of this.
Well, they'll get a single off the last ball. That's another big over for Sri Lanka. The power play is done and dusted. It's 55 for 1. We'll have the confirmation that the power play is done, and Sri Lanka will be very pleased with that power play. Good return, especially when you're chasing 140. To have 55 for 1 calms the nerves of the batters in the middle and also the dressing room.
Absolutely. You want to make sure you get off to a good start, especially when you're chasing low. Play went Bangladesh's way. They finished strong. This could go for a boundary as well. Thakurali gets around pretty well. Reduces a boundary to a couple of runs. But it happens. You know, sometimes when batters can chase, when they're chasing a lower target, they tend to get into their shell a little bit, or they go right to the other extreme. Sometimes they just take that middle path where you use caution with aggression. Get in, get yourself in a little bit, give yourself a chance to get a big score, like what Pathum Nissanka is doing. What Mishara did himself, actually. He was 1 of 7 before those flurry of boundaries came. This one in the gap, and this will go for 4 as well. And that's the beauty of someone like Pathum Nissanka. He's calm, he watches the ball, plays it to the merit, and when he does,
covering the line as Mustafi is looking to go across the right-hander. Brilliantly done. Oh, wanted a single, but then Sri Lanka so far has had a wonderful power play. Yes, they did lose Kusal Mendis early, but they've come back strongly.
Solid power play this has been for both teams. Pathum Nissanka's first 6 was amazing. Great little delivery to get Kusal Mendis out from Mustafizur. Fielding a little on and off. This one, easy catch, should have been taken. But after that, Mishara came into the party.
And he's going to get more runs here. He's picking those gaps at will.
Brings up the 50 partnership as well, Roshan. The magic of staying in the present and playing the ball to its merit. In high-pressure situations, when you find good batters, just staying in the present, watching the ball, they're able to see potential.
There's the 2 strikers, youngsters Bonny, the Frenchman, and Pio Esposito, the young Italian. Here is Mkhitaryan, who stayed behind to train at Inter's Appiano Gentile training ground instead of going away with Armenia. Lautaro's done well to keep this alive. Çalhanoğlu, lovely touch to regain possession. Now Mkhitaryan thinks about the shot, gives it to Bastoni. Looks to stand one up. McKennie is up to the task. Very content, it seems, to soak up into pressure.
Yeah, at the moment they're getting very deep on the edge of their own box, even dropping into their own box. Can they get out and pressurise the ball enough here? I'm not sure Blahovic likes doing that, but he's having to do it.
Freeze trying to drop the shoulder and go away from McKennie. He can only get the throw in for his troubles.
But But this is where you've got to keep switched on if you're a Juve player. You've got to keep switched on, stay with your man, not leave a hole for somebody to run in behind you. Get out to the ball when you need to.
It was a measure of Inzaghi's into, wasn't it? This kind of stranglehold, and eventually you just felt the gates, the dam would break. They'd find a way, that team.
Yeah.
They're all getting that little around, but can't quite take it as he wished. And in steps Bremer to see the danger away.
Yeah, he's got to do better there, though, Marcus Thuram. He tries to take the ball on the outside of his foot there. Got to make sure you take it in the penalty area, get a penalty or get a turn on the defender, get your shot away. Poor control.
Çalhanoğlu to start, Inter up again. He'll have it back from Akanji. Now Bastoni. Mkhitaryan tried the little pass inside to Çalhanoğlu, but Koopmeiners had read that.
Juve player, I have to tell you, chasing that ball, especially for Vlahovic.
Yeah,
Locatelli coming
stuff.
right up. Yeah, but they're winning this game, and that's what they're saying. Frustrate you.
That's a good ball for Lautaro, takes it well. Twists and turns, trying to find a bit of space. Lets Barella take it off him. Gatti's in the way. Bastoni now to measure a cross. It's a good cross. Again, Juve cleared the danger, at least for the moment. To have it back again. But most importantly, he thinks...
I think he's bought one for his team there, Vlahovic. Let's have a look. He might have just blocked him off and we didn't see it out of shot. He's given the free kick and that takes the pressure off Juve. So it's
looked
good play.
like he'd said no, and then on reflection.
Yeah. But whatever it is, Vlahovic has done well to relieve the pressure on his team.
To do much in an attacking sense for all his team lead, but there's a lot of stuff that his coach will be happy with.
Yeah, the work rate off the ball, pressing from the front when he can. But I don't think he'd be on there until the 90th minute, that's for sure. I think he'd run out of steam.
Kelly for Yildiz. Bit of possession for Juventus in the second half is Gatti. Long for Vlahovic, who's under pressure from Acerbi, and again referee steps in. Vlahovic will be happy with that, and so will his manager.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure this is a foul because Acerbi's heading the ball from about 4 foot off the ground here, and Vlahovic is backing into him. So as he backs into him, he's going to fall to the floor. So sometimes it's the foul the other way round. And I did give plaudits to the referee first half, and I think he's handled the game really well, but let's just scrutinise him a little bit in the second half and see if he continues that way.
High standards now. High standards.
Yeah.
Juve with no need to force the issue. Not seen as much of Kenan Yildiz these last 15 minutes or so. That's going to find its way to Kefren Turam, though, who can turn and run. Try to slip it.
That's football for you.
That is the story of the game. Here's Lautaro, lays it off to Hakan. Cross to Barella, in the channel for Marcus Thuram. Little flick again, trying to find Barella. Again, the Juve defence is good. Kenny, bit loose, but it'll fall for Koopmeiners. Treating into defenders, though.
Augusto did well there.
Mkhitaryan wants too much time on it. He's done all right, though. Under severe pressure, 3 of them it took, but they have it back.
Yeah, and good refereeing again. No foul in there.
You can see Inter players, 1 or 2 struggling just to get back at speed.
Yeah, big decisions coming up here for Chivu.
Yeah, you would think it's around that time that a manager would ponder a change or two.
Some big calls to make.
That's a nice cross, trying to find Vlahovic. Chiellini was wrong side there and needed the arm to pull Lautaro away from the ball.
A bit of wrestling in there. He's so strong, Lautaro, shields the ball so well. He just pulls him down, doesn't get a yellow card for that, but here comes some changes.
Yeah. He's the first of them. I think it's Carlos Augusto for Fede Di Marco. That's one of 3 changes on the way. So that's a like-for-like at left wing-back. Zielinski also is ready. It is the skipper, Lautaro, who, as you mentioned, Nigel, has travelled an awful lot. And he and Barella will make way for Piotr Zielinski, the Pole, and the young Frenchman, Johan Ange Boni. So, a roll of the dice from Christian Kivu.
Well,
fresh legs.
Yeah, fresh legs, fresh minds. Give some problems to the opposition. Different type of players with more legs, but Zielinski's got to get on the ball and make things happen. Number 7, and I think Boni, who we saw last year.
Yes, for Parma. Here he is, first touch for the 21-year-old Frenchman, who definitely caught the eye at Parma. Certainly caught Beppe Marotta's eye, the Inter deal-maker-in-chief, the president. Inter again camped outside Juve's penalty area. Ball in for Thuram is good, and he's done well with it. Çalhanoğlu will feed Bastoni, and the ball in, inviting. The header back. Boni trying to get on it. Bremer's there before him. Çalhanoğlu on the drop. Oh my word! He's done it again. And this game catches fire again. In the first half to get his team level, a rasper of a left-foot drive, and on the drop volley this time in the second half, just when Inter needed it. Brilliant from Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He might be into his 30s, but he is still a performer at the highest level. And the game is all square.
This is the Turkey show. Absolutely brilliant. Yildiz one side, Çalhanoğlu the other side. Absolutely brilliant. Lovely ball from Bastoni. It's kept alive. Comes out to the edge of the box. Zielinski heads it back. But what this take and hit was absolutely brilliant. Bremer's coming out to him, doesn't get tight enough, but he's taking it away from the defender on the chest control and then hits it back with brilliant technique. Keeps it down through a load of players, and the goalkeeper, Guerrero, just what a talent this man is. Top of his game. Brilliant.
Spellbinding stuff. As you say, it is a Turkey shoot in Turin, or a Turquia shoot, should I say. Yildiz with a brilliant goal to put Juve back in front after Çalhanoğlu had equalised the early goal from Lloyd Kelly. But 4 brilliantly executed finishes, and the 2 from Çalhanoğlu are top draw. 1 left foot, 1 right foot. Everything we hoped and more.
Absolutely. Well, it might be another 4-4. We had that last season. Don't forget.
It's hoping.
It's hoping. But this has been fabulous. Great advert for Serie A football on a Saturday evening with us here. And will there be a winner? We've got plenty of time. And we've got plenty of quality to come onto this field.
Fair play to Kivu. Made the triple change. And Zielinski was certainly involved with a nod back to find Çalhanoğlu. Yes, he did an awful lot himself with the chest and volley. An awful lot. But Zielinski involved. The game tied up at 2-2. So it's on Juve now to come and take the game back to Inter. They had got deep, now they're coming forward. Koopmeiners for Kalulu. Under pressure from Di Marco.
Well, it's now Igor Tudor who's got to look and say, how do I affect this game? How do I get back in front in this game? Maybe they were a little bit too passive and too deep, inviting the pressure. And you do that against quality teams and they can hurt you. But 2 fantastic goals from Çalhanoğlu to get Inter back on level terms. It's been amazing.
We've talked about how hard Vlahovic has worked. You must think that the likes of Jonathan David, maybe even Lois Openda, would be options for Juve to try and take the game back to Inter with fresh legs.
Well, different types of players.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem that Tudor's got. It may be with the way his team plays, there's not going to be a lot of space to run in behind, and that's what both Openda and
Cherby.
David Luke, they like to run in behind. They don't really want to face up so much.
True. In this tight turn, neat turn. There is the Inter-President. Watching on with interest. Boni and Di Marco, two of the substitutes combining, but only briefly. Need to have it back though, and the space for Bastoni to stretch those long legs. Mkhitaryan still seems fresh, lovely ball inside. Di Marco, ball across. Lloyd Kelly on the cover, and he needed to be.
He needed to be, but I just wondered, DiMarco, if he'd been on a little bit longer, maybe he'd have shot himself here, rather than trying to feed a pass through. He's in a great position. He's got a wonderful wand of a left foot that can score goals. I think he should have just put his laces through that one. But the crowd is starting to get a bit edgy here, the Juventus crowd. They're starting to moan with the misplaced passes, and this could be now flipping for Inter Milan here.
Maybe sensing a chance to take the lead for the first time. Di Marco's out-swinging left foot corner. Dealt with at the near post by Bremer. Mkhitaryan will give it back to the Italian. Good ball in, Gatti this time. Still they come Inter. Slightly reckless challenge from Locatelli, and that does incur the wrath of Signor Colombo.
Yeah, right on top of it though, the referee that deserves a yellow, Locatelli. Get a bit frustrated there, diving in, and this is in a dangerous position. You've got Di Marco on now, you've got Çalhanoğlu, who's on a hat-trick from this sort of range on a free kick. Wow. Here, fancy it.
He always fancies the dead ball, doesn't he, Hakan? Given half a chance. This might be too far out and on the angle. But the way he's taken the first two tonight, he would not put it past him. Options are plenty. The talented Turk. Deep. The Juve defence. Does go for goal of a fashion, and the flick has actually come off one of his own players.
Bastoni it was, yeah. Bastoni just needs a little flick it on. Gets too much on this one as well, although it comes at real pace at him. But look, Tudor, what are you going to do?
Yeah, the clock is ticking. Don't forget, by the way, our next Premier League offering is a cracker next Saturday morning. We're at Anfield. Liverpool, Everton. Slot and Moyes will do battle again, 11 AM start on 1. And tomorrow night, we're at San Siro for AC Milan and Bologna. Again, two teams with European pretensions, you would think. Milan not in European football this season. TNT Sports 1, 7:30 for that. Of course, Bologna are involved in Europe courtesy of their Coppa Italia win with Italiano. Well, at Milan's expense, I should add.
Yeah, but Milan have got to look and see what Napoli did with no European football last year and say, look, we can do the same. But I'm not sure they have quite the quality.
Well, Allegri will hope that's not the case. Done some trading this summer. Here's Kalulu. Sides against the cross.
Well, there's movement down on the bench in front of us here.
Yeah, looks like a triple change on the way. Openda among those being made ready. As Juve lose it. Di Marco under pressure. Wins the throw. Options are plenty.
Yep.
Diego Tudor.
The team on the front foot.
Yep,
He
so
needs
Juan
to make
Cabal.
these changes.
Vasily Adzic, interestingly, as well as Lois Openda. Not necessarily the players that maybe you or I were expecting to come on for Juve. Thought we'd see Jonathan David, thought we might see Filip Kostic or João Mario amongst the subs, but in fact, be Vlahovic for Openda. That's straightforward enough, albeit different types of forward. Openda, as you say, much more of a runner. Juan Cabal, the 24-year-old Colombian, back from injury. I think Vasily Adzic, the young Montenegrin attacking midfielder, will take the place of Teun Koopmeiners, whose race is run for tonight, back into the team. But looks like he was just feeling the pinch as he sat down on the bench there.
So it was Locatelli as well, wasn't it?
The skipper. So both the captains have been taken off as Thuram sets into running again. Dumfries. It's nicely done. And the ball in is high and hanging, but favours Di Gregorio, who comes and plucks it gratefully. So Cabal, I think, will go and play on the left of defence.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's going to change it to a back four.
Possibly, yes. Would Gatti then go to right back? Bremer and Kelly. There's nominally the two sitters, if you like, and Cabal on the left.
Yeah.
Marco
We'll work it out in a minute.
We will. They're trying to win it in a good area, but they've done well here, Inter. And Di Marco with that ocean of space. Decides the cross, and he took just slightly too long over it.
Yeah, and that allows McKennie to get back to that sort of right back position. Darmian's coming on now. I just wonder if they're going to go a little bit more defensive themselves because of that.
Is a good point for Inter, having trailed twice?
Well, I think they want the 3, but I think they don't want to get beat. So it's one of those.
So in that sense, yes.
Yeah.
Di Marco. Good looking ball! Marcus Thuram has found just what. Up and accurate, down and past Di Gregorio. And having trailed twice, Inter now lead in Turin, and no wonder it's quiet. They can't believe it, the UAE fans, but believe it. He's too good to be kept quiet for long. Fantastic ball in. Proud dad, although he gives nothing away, Lillian. But Marcus Thuram has Inter in front.
Yeah, but where's the marking? You know, you just made those changes, and sometimes when you made the changes, that's over Cabal's head. And before Kalulu can get there, the ball's whipped in by Di Marco, the other substitution for Inter. And then it's a free header, 6 yards out, down in the bottom corner, goalkeeper no chance, and suddenly Inter in front. Great header from Thuram, lovely ball in, but the marking, disaster for Juventus.
Well, I kind of laughed when you suggested another 4-4, Nigel, but we're on the way. We're on the way. Inter now lead 3-2 with 15 minutes and more probably to play. Darmian replaces Denzel Dumfries.
Yeah.
Oof, what a game. Well, you'd have to say at this point, Inter's substitutions have worked rather better than Juventus.
Well, that's the problem. When you make so many substitutions at once, and now you've got the luxury of having so many substitutions, you do 3 at once. They've got to be knowing who they're picking up at corners, what formation we're playing, everything, and you've got to change things around sometimes, and you've got to give other players information when you come off the bench. It didn't work there for Juventus. It's a free header for Thuram, and they're in front.
Oh, he's too strong, Marcus Thuram. Still he comes with 2 for company. Still he comes, and he surely takes. Eventually, Adzic trying to dribble his way out of danger. Squirms away to the far side, but Yildiz will just see it out for the throw-in. Tremendous strength and power for Thuram. Couldn't quite turn it into a chance, but some game the Frenchman's having.
He's so strong, quick and powerful. He scored goals, as he showed with the header. But he'll run with the ball, relieve the pressure on his team as well.
Gatti for Openda. McKennie, who's now playing in midfield, will release Kefren Turan. As Juve try and find a way back into this. Yildiz down the line for Cabal, trying to keep it in, can't quite do so. And now, we'll make another change, Juve. With Darmian on for Inter, it'll be Jean Mario to enter the fray. Into the cauldron comes the Portuguese. In fact, with Jonathan David, so Juve going to make all 5 changes in short order.
More solid for Inter. So I think
runs only, 109 for 2.